Greetings from South Australia. I'm Alan Carrington and I'm part of the leadership of Peacemakers community. Our mission is to research, model and teach sustainable community development from a biblical worldview. This also includes training in business for mission and education to transform. My wife Glynis and I have had this dream to set up a training base since May 1989. Who would have guessed it would be a 29-year journey spread over 20 countries before we saw it come to reality? We purchased this 2.5 acre property at Two Wells, 50 kilometres north of Adelaide in South Australia. With our daughter Sarah and her husband Russell and our wonderful granddaughters, we have set up Peacemakers. Our foundation scripture is James 3:17 and 18. I particularly like how the Message explains verse 18. It reads, "You can develop a healthy, robust community that lives right with God and enjoys its results only if you do the hard work of getting along with each other, treating each other with dignity and honour." Think about that. We believe the hard work is worth it. Our family has been associated with Youth with a Mission, that's YWAM, since 1989. And we have spent a lot of time thinking and talking about the Great Commission in Matthew 28. However, only in the last few years have I realised the role of education has in missions. I believe Jesus gives every believer a training mandate. If you submit to the Lordship of Christ, then you are commanded to train everyone you meet far and near in the practice of all Jesus commanded. The challenge is, how many Christians know how to train and mentor people? How developed are their training skills? By training, I mean living it, then teaching it. This is teaching with its core values based on experience. It is grounded on the truth of the Bible, focused on community and proven by experience. It is all about students and learners and getting them to actually do it. Finally, everything you do should honour God's creation and be environmentally sustainable. Peacemakers has been set up to run courses, seminars and workshops. These will both be online and face-to-face. They will be blended, that is, they will have online and face-to-face students using the latest video streaming technologies. Our focus will be on community development. We are thrilled to see how our Foundations for Life program is developing, and more of this later. But first, about our core Live Learn training focus. We are planning a DTC or Discipleship Training course. It will be for farmers and remote workers, delivered online with local church facilitation. It will be all about intimacy with God and knowing and trusting His character. It will focus on the matters of the heart and transformation. The DTC will use teachings from some of the most experienced YWAM teachers from around the world. It will be very hands-on and working with local churches as they interact with the students. Missions outreach locally or anywhere in the world will be woven into the fabric of the course, and on completion, students will have the opportunity to go and make disciples. The core of our community development focus is the Foundation for Life program. The three main areas of enough healthy water, clean and sustainable energy, and ample nutritious food are developing under the leadership of different members of the Peacemakers community. We are also blessed with help from some dedicated experts in their field. The leadership is all about calling and passion and is strengthened by community. Russell is leading the development of aquaponics and biogas. Sarah is passionate about redeeming the dirt by using sustainable gardening. It's called the Back to the Eden method, as well as called Farming God's Way. My focus is educational reform and training development. I manage the building of curriculum, while Glynis on the other hand, is a gifted administrator and communicator. She oversees us all with pastoral care. Paul is a subject matter expert helping us with biogas for energy, while the collaboration with Kenneth in Cameroon, Africa is exciting with solutions for clean, healthy water. Unless these foundations for life solutions are in place, then all other dream and vision withers. In many parts of the world, this type of community development can open the way to radical transformation out of poverty. The need for an adequate supply of clean, healthy water is particularly challenging in Africa, and we are thrilled with the emerging relationship with Kenneth and his foundation in Cameroon. Kenneth did his PhD at the University of Adelaide, and his thesis was on water purification. His idea for a filter system based on sand and the moringa tree is amazing. He has researched, developed and installed these filters in different parts of Africa. The filter system in the photos is 6 years old and supplies regular clean water to 350 people and is built from available technology, and it is sustainable. Kenneth is based in Cameroon, and his connections has networks of youth waiting for training in 12 other African countries. We are planning to grow moringa trees and build a demo water filter here at Peacemakers, and are praying how we can help in this type of community development. Russell has been interested in biogas before we moved to Peacemakers, and as we prayed about how we could use and teach this amazing science, the Lord made it very clear He wanted it to happen here. I divinely met Paul Harris again at the church meeting soon after we moved onto the property. We were colleagues for years at the University of Adelaide, but suddenly he shares he has been working with biogas. He has offered to help build curriculum. Then we discovered the Home Biogas Company in Israel. We were excited about their creative and innovative approach. They have created a home digester appliance which is compact, efficient and affordable. We were one of the first people in the world to actually buy a digester version 2 in late 2017, and it arrived at Peacemakers during May. It is awaiting assembly. We are now building a curriculum to publish and facilitate a comprehensive course on biogas featuring this digester. The first module of unboxing the digester and planning the installation is already published. We are now developing the rest of the hands-on course consisting of 10 modules. Once students successfully complete this training, they will also know how to train others and impact their communities. One of the exciting things we discovered is that when packed, the box only weighs 23 kilos. This amazing source of clean energy can travel with teams on outreach as luggage. It is the allowable weight of a suitcase. We want to send digesters with outreach teams of missionaries. The origin of the saying, "Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish and you will feed him for a lifetime," is highly contested, and the saying dates back to ancient times. However, after we understood about aquaponics, we think we have a better truth. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach him how to use aquaponics and you feed him, his family and his community a balanced diet for generations. Aquaponics and permaculture were major drivers of our planning for the development of the property. The first stages were the building of a 45,000 litre water tank and an impressive 162 square metre workshed. This complex, when fully operational, will have almost as big a greenhouse housing vegetables grown without soil. We are planning outside learning spaces for classes to work and learn in close proximity where they live it and do it. One of the main jobs of the complex is to house the fish nursery. Its construction is well underway, and I asked Russell to explain how aquaponics works from inside the nursery itself.
Aquaponics is growing fish and vegetables in one closed loop system. The waste from the fish gets drawn up through the root system of the vegetables. That waste contains nutrients which those plants use to grow. At the same time, the roots of the plants filter the water to remove ammonia out of the water and send it back to the fish tanks as clean water. You get 2 crops with one system. You get fish to eat and vegetables to eat, all by just feeding your fish.
That's our journey today. We are excited about the future and would love to stay in contact. Please follow us on Facebook or on Twitter. You can also email me alan@unity.com.au. And thank you for your time.